morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's a true pleasure to have you all here. My name is Sok Idere. I'm the president of the American Business Council, and it's a pleasure to welcome you all to this esteemed gathering. Honorable members of the United States and Nigeria Parliamentary Friendship Group, distinguished delegates, esteemed colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it's a distinct privilege to welcome you on behalf of the American Business Council in Nigeria. I am deeply honored to receive you this day, which represents a meaningful step forward, deepening the legislative and economic ties between Nigeria and the United States, and a significant diplomatic milestone in fostering public-private collaboration in the United States and Nigeria markets. At the American Business Council, we believe that strong economic ties are built on the foundation of effective policy, inclusive dialogue, and strategic partnerships. As a coalition representing over 95 U.S. companies operating in Nigeria, we are committed to working collaboratively with stakeholders across the public and private sectors to promote reforms that enhance the ease of doing business, drive innovation, and reinforce investor confidence. These efforts are crucial not only to Nigeria's continued economic growth, but also to sustaining her position as Africa's premier investment destination. We acknowledge the pivotal role that the National Assembly plays in shaping the legal and regulatory framework that influences commerce and investment in Nigeria and between our countries. It is in this context that we value a willingness to engage in open dialogue with the private sector, to exchange perspectives, and to collectively identify actionable solutions that remove barriers and promote shared prosperity. Our presence here today underscores ABC's unwavering commitment to engaging necessary stakeholders in policy reforms, initiatives that foster a conducive business environment. As you engage with the U.S. institutions at this high-level gathering, we hope it will inspire stronger collaboration, mutual understanding, and practical pathways to achieve our shared objectives. ADC remains steadfast in its role as a bridge between the United States investors and Nigerian opportunities, and we look forward to exploring areas of alignment and potential collaboration with your esteemed group. On behalf of the Council, I thank you all for your presence, your leadership, your openness to partnership. We are confident that this dialogue will yield meaningful outcomes for our economies and our people. Thank you very much, and welcome again to everyone.
Thank you.
Pass back to you.
Thank you for the most rousing welcome. I'm really honored to have you here as a partner and as a friend as we co-convene today's U.S.-Nigeria Parliamentary Roundtable. I'd like to align myself with the comments of my colleagues and extend my own welcome on behalf of the U.S.-Africa Business Center here at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. My name is Kendra Gaither, and I'm honored to welcome you to the home of American business. The Chamber has for more than 113 years. We turned 113 last week, so slightly more than 113 years. We have been the voice of business here in the United States, working with our government to advise on the ways in which business can be a partner in the growth of the United States. And we're honored to play that same role in the U.S. Africa Business Center in strengthening the partnership between the nations of Africa and the United States. We have within our membership some of the largest investors across Africa, including African companies who are also investors here in the United States. And so we try to be the bridge and the voice to our own government as well as to the members of the business community, that the time is now to be part of this partnership. And I'm especially proud to be beside my colleagues here at ABC Nigeria, because we have worked together to increase the emphasis on the US-Nigeria relationship. And quite frankly, it's long overdue, I must say. But we were delighted to work together in partnership to welcome the Honorable President, His Excellency Tinubu, to New York, in September 2023, shortly after his inauguration, to celebrate the economic reform agenda with a bell ringing at the NASDAQ. And we worked hand in hand over the course of a year, receiving members of the administration, receiving governors from across Nigeria, receiving members of parliament, and dialogues focused on energy, on technology, on trade and investment, on AGOA, and through those dialogues really got a strong coalition of companies behind those efforts. And last September, at the UN General Assembly, we were pleased with the Honorable Vice President to launch a US-Nigeria business initiative that does serve as that platform, that emphasis for us to work hand in hand in advising both governments and all branches of government and how they can work with business to strengthen this partnership. So it's with that emphasis of our work that we are especially honored to receive the US-Nigeria Parliamentary Friendship Group here at the home of American business, to know that we have some work to do together, honorable chairmen, honorable leaders, and to know that we are strongly supported by the Honorable Ambassador in his role as he continues to elevate the work that we all do together in strengthening our commercial partnership. So with that, Honorable Chair, I would love to turn the floor to you. Perhaps we could have a word of welcome from you and introductions from the esteemed members of your group that are here and those that are soon to join. And we can open the floor to hear from some of the esteemed business leaders that you have with you as well.
Thank you, the President of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the President of the ABC. I probably would have said I call myself a president because I'm sitting side by side with two presidents. So, distinguished colleagues, the leader of the team, in our parliament, it is traditional that we allow the parliamentarians to introduce themselves. That's the way we work. So I would like to leave the floor to my leader in the South, and one of the highly ranking parliamentarian in the National Assembly.
Thank you, Chairman. As Speaker, I will be represented by the Minority Leader, Chairman. Presidents of both organizations, the U.S. Chamber and the ABC, charging the affair. I represent Sabama Federal Constituency. I'm from Bayelsa State and a member of this committee and delegation. Good morning.
Okay, I will introduce myself before the leader will introduce them. I'll come back to the assignment we're giving. I am Barrister Jesse Okejo Onu Akabis. I represent the Nigerians, especially the habit of Lagos, culturally so. And by the leave of Mr. Speaker and the chairman of this committee.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my leaders here present. My name is Kingsley Chinda. I serve as the minority leader of the 10th Assembly and from the Niger Delta part of
Okay, thank you very much, my leader and the president, the charge d'affaires ambassador, and our friends here, what an investor that came all over Nigeria to be part of this. At the beginning of the 10th National Assembly, the leader or the speaker of the 10th National Assembly, Right Honorable Tajudeen Abbas-Idi, initiated a new dimension to explore collaboration between Nigeria and other nations. And And thereafter, he established friendship committees that deal specifically with nations. So that's why we have Nigerian United States Parliamentary Friendship Committee. The essence is to deepen the relationship in parliamentary engagement and to get people to begin to treat issues on one-on-one basis. You know that Nigeria have over 119 missions, and the Committee on Foreign Affairs covers 119 missions. So we won't get specific. So the speaker in one of the 8 agendas that established the 10th Assembly decided to create a parliamentary friendship between countries. So today I'm privileged to share this committee, and incidentally, the second chairman of the committee that was inaugurated in September 2024. So I came on board in February 2025, and we have 2 months to drive this. The essence is that we want to reinvent the old business relationship between United States and Nigeria. You know, we took a lot of things for United States. Initially, we run parliamentary system of arrangement. Because of the law we have for United States, we decided to go into presidential system of arrangement. Before now, we drive at the right-hand side in our car because we took over United States to drive on the left. This is an essence to tell you that Nigerians have love to partner with United States in order to drive the economy. Now, we discovered recently that most of the American businessmen are partners with Nigeria. The question of us, where will we go? We have the population, we have the resources, we have the manpower. And Nigeria has done excellently well across the world. There's no country in the world that we will see in Nigeria who is doing legitimate business and performing well, contribute to that nation. That's what it goes, because Nigerians, we don't believe in failures. Any Nigerian give a tax, he must accomplish it. And that's exemplified in what we are seeing in the United States here. And that's what. So this is an opportunity we want to connect back to old business relationship. I remember when Tafawa Balewa came here in 1963, he made a pronouncement that Nigeria want to take after America. And that's what we want to still reinvent and bring back. So we look forward to that old relationship to establish business. We are tired of ads. We're no longer in giving us handouts. We are tired of collaborative business relationship. That's the essence. And now you have the backing of the parliament, which we are the forerunner of business, because it is the law we make that forerun the business policies. So we have a backing. We're good. Any areas you want to help you in order to make bills and laws for ease of businesses. Nigeria, with the parliament, the 10th Assembly, under the leadership of the speaker, is available to collaborate. And we have been part of our, we have a tax reform that is going on, and you have a petroleum act that we have. These are the contributions made Americans contributed to make those laws effective. And these are more things we want to come up. So now wake up. This morning I called the businessman in Enugu. He told me that America is dismantling Voice of Nigeria. Then he said, if you take your voice up to the space of Africa, how will you know become it? You want another country to take over that aspect? Now, nature abhors vacuum. So we want to reinstate that those voices of Nigerians are part of the way Americans communicate to Africa and Nigeria. Now we have African Growth and Business Opportunities Act, which was initiated in 2000, and we know that by September this year, it will come to an end. But we say no. At that particular time, Nigeria were not effectively involved in that act, in that business. So we want a situation where you need a position to make sure that that relationship, that act is renewed for another 25 years. Because I want to tell you that Nigeria by mid-21st century is a place to be. So whatever Americans will help us to be there, if we allow other countries to take their place, then they will be our business partners. But we have the next 25 years, Nigeria is a place to be, economical and otherwise. So let America play this role to ensure that. So we need more collaboration, we need more engagement in businesses. And we have a youthful demography that are willing to work. A youthful demography that are, and we have top businessmen that want to do. So as the more you explore this relationship, the more we will get it. Because in Nigeria we have, when the sleeves get better, you can snore. But the sleeve hasn't gotten better because we are trying to stand up. So that's the point. So I want to use the opportunity to welcome you more for more elaborate. And you can see, I got him called 2 days ago, and he came in 2 days ago to be part of this meeting. That's one of the investors building. And I want to assure you that many of us that came here are interested in business collaboration. And another area of which I know that last time we visited Heritage Foundation, we know that very Heritage Foundation is a think tank for any American policy, government policy. So we ask them a question, how can we be there and we want to collaborate with you and you be out to reach out to us to ensure that we're able to benefit from your research and for your experience having America that will come to be 250 years of existence. We are just 25 years of unbroken democracy, just 10% of what you have been. So that's a lot, we have a lot to learn from you and we move forward. So I'm pleased and delighted to be beside two presidents that can drive the economy to Nigeria, and I'm glad that we look forward to form other collaboration to make Nigeria and U.S. Chamber of Commerce and business relationship a thing to be happy with. Thank you once more, and I welcome you to this important meeting. I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable. That was both a rousing welcome and introduction and a call to action, I believe, for those of us in the business community. I'd be remiss, I know that we've had some other honorable members of the delegation join.
Yes.
I welcome the opportunity to have them introduce, and we want to make sure that we also have the opportunity to hear from our business leaders.
When we introduce them, just let me allow them to come, but let me fire the first shot by the leader of the South South, where he don't bring other members so they can introduce themselves. Okay, I take advice from the leaders. Right Honorable from the tourism states of Nigeria, can you tell us who you are?
Okay, thank you, Chairman, Committee, our leader, our host, the Chairman. Basi advice, my name is. I speak for Calabar Municipality, Manchester, for Prosperous South of Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay. Right, Council.
Good morning, Chairman, and our hosts, and my colleagues here. Honorable Barrister Harrison Anozie Wanke from Imo State, is southeast of Nigeria, and I speak for the people of Isu, Njaba, Nkwere, Wandile, Federal Constituency. I'm a native of Isu Clan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, the leader of the House, and our host. I'm Honorable Chimo Sam Atu, member represent Enugu North and Central Constituency of Enugu State. I'm from the southeast zone of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, our leader, minority of the House, our host, honorable colleagues, I remain Ogel David Agada. I'm a member representing Oju of a federal constituency. I'm from Benue State, the food basket of the nation, and also the middle belt, popularly known as the North Central. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to introduce the business investor, the consultant. I know, can you come up, tell us your name?
All right. So I'm Dr. Teresa Kafo, and I am the consultant to the US Nigeria Parliamentary Network. I'm also Director of Quality Assurance and Research Development Network based in the UK, and Director of Foundation for African Cultural Heritage based in Nigeria. Thank you.
Sonny, okay, we are biting from excuse me, Anita.
All right, good morning all. I am Dr. Priyangai of Century Group. Century Group is an oil and gas company in Nigeria. And when we had the opportunity of participating in this session, we felt it was indeed a good one. And that's why we're here. And we believe that we will build strategic partnerships and relationships. Thank you.
Thank you. They know you're ready.
The President, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and President, ABC Nigeria. I will let me first of all say thank you for hosting my team. Every time I see you, I see a Nigerian. And what is in my head now is that we are going to look for ways and means of giving you a chieftaincy title.
Oh, wow, okay.
I am Ambassador Samson Itegoje, the Secretary of Affairs of Nigeria in Washington, D.C., Embassy of Nigeria, Washington, D.C. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Okay, let's the members go to know you.
Yes, I would love to have our members of our team introduce.
Hi, I'm Maddie Murphy. I'm an associate manager with the U.S. Africa Business Center, and I work on Northwest and Central Africa. So it's great to be with you here today, and hopefully looking forward to collaborating in the future.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dana Banks. I'm the Senior Advisor to the U.S. Africa Business Center. I'm on loan from the State Department, actually. I'm a 25-year diplomat, serving mostly on the continent of Africa, not Nigeria, unfortunately, but I've traveled there multiple times. And previous to my work here at the Chamber, I was at the White House and the National Security Council as Senior Director and Special Assistant to the President for Africa. And through that, we coordinated and organized the 2022 U.S. Africa Leader Summit and the Business Forum that the Chamber collaborated with us on. So my role here is to sort of follow up on that engagement between the public sector, government, and the private sector who are investing on the continent, and to keep that relationship and support going.
Okay, we have
Okay, I am Ezala Martins Ifani. By God's grace, clerk to the committee. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Farikemi Agola. I am the fellow. Yes. Yes. I am the fellow with the team. I help out with event coordination and certain projects that are organized within the team. I kind of like help, and I'm a generalist as well. So it's nice to meet you.
Are you from Ogun State?
No, I'm from Osun State.
Washington? Okay.
Yes, yes, I'm from Osun State. But I live in Lagos. Like my family is based in Lagos.
Yeah.
So Farikemi is an African Leadership Academy Fellow,
Yes.
which means that she left Nigeria in high school to study in South Africa, and came to the United States to do her undergraduate studies at Gettysburg College, Gettysburg College, where she graduated with distinction. And she's serving with us for this year until the fall, when she enters her master's program at Georgetown University. So I wanted for you all to meet her and know that the best and brightest are here, part of building the future.
Okay, Ambassador, let's get to know them. Okay, my turn, please.
Chair, honorable members, the host, Your Excellency Ambassador Itieboje. My name is Imabong Effiong Achibong, Minister Counselor, Embassy of Nigeria, Washington, D.C. It's my pleasure to be here.
Good morning, everyone. Members of the House of Representatives, the President of the Chamber of Commerce. My name is Pascal Onwo, the Minister in charge of Economy, Embassy of Nigeria. Please, thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Your Excellency. My name is Paul Alabi, Political Desk Officer, Embassy of Nigeria. Thank you.
I'll tell you why I hasn't introduced himself. Why my father told me, if you don't ask the younger one to introduce themselves, by the time they will call up on occasion to do that, they will know how to what to say. So
That is great.
So now, Mr. President, I want now to call on our leaders to make their input. Dr. Abedi.
Thank you, Chairman. Let me adopt all that you said as in their mind once again to join the Chairman in appreciating this opportunity for further engagement. As members of Parliament, knowing the relationship, the history between Nigeria and America, we feel that one of the allies that we must constantly engage with is the government and people of America. And that is why we are here. Considering our history of broken democracy and all that, for the first time we are now 25 years in democracy, which means that we're beginning to consolidate. This is the first time that Parliament has existed in Nigeria for 25 years. And so it is an opportunity for us to begin to, like my chairman said,
deepen economic relationship, friendship, and other engagements that will help grow our nation as well as continue to also grow the American government and society. We've had business long ago. I know as a young man back we used to hear the Americans in the oil industry. Where I come from, the Niger Delta, is majorly in an oil producing area. And that has been an area where most nationals have gone to either work or do business. And of course, recently, the Parliament is beginning to see that some other nationalities are beginning to, kind of showing more presence, not much more than America that we used to know, that we have some common history with. And that is why this committee consider it very crucial that it will not just be having a handshake across the aisle, but coming one-on-one, to begin to speak to ourselves and see that we are able to really have interpersonal relationship, bring our investors and businessmen in Nigeria on board, to interact with investors over here, so that they may have the opportunity of investing here, and then have the opportunity of creating partnerships that will also increase their investments back home. And as a parliament, this government is doing quite a few things to ensure that there is ease of doing business. You are aware that recently there was a realignment of our tax processes, to ensure that there is one unit of taxation instead of the multiplicity of taxation that discourages investments and all that. All is tended by Parliament to ensure that you have a one-stop shop in doing business. There is a lot more transparency. You are sure of your investment, and then whatever that you're supposed to take back home. I think a Parliament shows that every committee should take this proactive step, to deepen our relationship. And that's why our chairman has led us here, and our own desire is that it's not that we will just have the meetings and end there, but at the end of the meetings, investors from Nigeria, investors from America will be able to speak to themselves, share ideas, share investment opportunities, create funding platforms, and ensure that there's mutual economic benefit, business benefit for both nations. I think that's why we are here, and I want to again appreciate you for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, leader. The Calabar tourism intervention.
Well, it's okay, Chairman. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I want to align with what I heard you said, what I came in and what my leader have said, and to also emphasize that Calabar, Cross River, is the tourism hub. Our major drive at the state, is tourism. We've heard of Tinapa, we've heard of cattle brands and stuff like that. And that's so we'll be pleased, continuing from here, we'll be pleased to see this connection, to see how we can articulate that sector properly. That's it. Thank you.
I will just allow a minute for each other. Atu, you want to make any input?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for yielding the floor. I want to thank the host. I came from Enugu State, the co-city state.
The co-city state.
The co-city state. I see a lovely and friendly environment. If the people can come and invest in coal and in education, But I think that education should be the key to whatever. And the government of Enugu says they are trying, and they need a partnership with the American government. So that things will be more easier and better for the people of the region. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, leader, minority leader of the House, our host, much have already been said from where we join. I will just draw attention only to my area, especially being the food basket of the nation. We have a lot of agricultural produce, and of course, that need to really be processed and harnessed. And while our sister was speaking, if I heard her well, she also spoke little about, having some of this intelligence in terms of security. So that food security is quite very important, especially in Benue State. And also, as Deputy Chairman House Committee on Army, I've always said we, at all round, we need that food security extended to all parts of the security sector to make these things very easy, and therefore also have a very robust output production of this agricultural produce. So we invite all of you to come down to invest massively, as we also pick interest to invest here. Thank you.
Thank you. The investor, just
Okay, a few words from me. As Elias said, I'm of Century Group. We're basically an oil and gas company. Nigeria is open for business. The support of the legislative arm has continued to ensure that the private sector is thriving. For us as a company, the essence of being here is to ensure that we're able to interact more closely with the American business environment, and where possible, to establish strategic, and financial partnerships and relationships. So it would be nice, if we're exposed to American businesses that we would want to discuss, further details with, and I think that would be exciting for both of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, finally, I want to call on the leader of the delegation and the minority leader to Capitol before we take one or two information. Thank you.
Thank you for yielding the floor to me. Firstly, let me remind us that you are sitting with parliamentarians, and our responsibility is to make laws for the good governance of Nigeria. And in doing so, we felt that we have a lot of untapped resources, and to get closer to other countries, because we know that the world is a global village today. These friendship groups are set up. So we're here to assure you that as a country, the Parliament is willing to rejig laws that will make businesses easier for both Nigeria and America as a partner that we have been. And so if there are areas in Nigerian legislation that you are not comfortable with, you have this committee to point out those areas to the committee. You can be rest assured that the committee will take that up for necessary amendments. Where we feel strongly, the committee will also get back to you and interface with you and agree on the way forward. And one of the things that we thought we should also ask that you help us as a pressure group to push is the renewal of AGOA. We are very, very willing. We will also take it up with our colleagues in Parliament, but we also want to buy your support that this agreement should be renewed. And to also put it on record that we are in tandem with your new policy when it comes to aid in Africa. We don't want you to continue to give us fish. We want you to teach us how to fish. So we're actually in agreement with the American policy to step down a little bit on aid and go into proper partnership with African countries. Nigeria is at home with that. And again, to reassure you of our willingness, our zeal, to begin to do things differently in the interest of both countries. Like I have said, our job is legislation, policy formulations, and all that.
we are very willing to look at those policies that have hindered speedy progress before now to begin to make changes. Nigeria is filled with untapped resources, raw resources. The areas that we have looked at mainly is oil. But we tell you, I'm sure you have the studies, there is no state in Nigeria that does not have sufficient resources to invest in. We might not have all the wherewithal, the technology and all that to refine them properly. And so that's why we're opening our doors, coming out to ask for people to come in, look at these resources, and then help us, partner with us on how we can add value to them. Today, some of the issues you see, the crisis, the security issues and all that, are not just political. They are more of economic issues. Countries that are not ready to take the proper step to come in and partner with us to have access to those resources. Some come through other ways, and which has been a problem to us as a country. And we know that America is very responsible and will not take that part. If America wants to tap any of our resources, they will come through the door, not through the window. And so that's why we're here to ask that, look, our doors are open. We want to further cement our relationship with you. And the Parliament is very willing, the 10th Assembly is very willing to give all the support, all the legislative support to ensure that the Nigerian government will be on the same page with you. I want to thank you for the opportunity and say that we're also happy coming here to see that we have our own on the table. Like the ambassador has rightly said, as far as I'm concerned, the two presidents here are Nigerians. And so we are very comfortable with the Chamber of Commerce in America. And we'll go back home to tell them what we have seen here and tell them that we are very encouraged. And so we are very willing to partner with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Leader.
I yield the floor to the president.
Yes.
I was going to say, we are at time, so
Okay.
if you can...
Just 1 minute, just to share. First of all, thank you all for this engagement, which is very great and constructive. I think I'll just pass feedback from our businesses. As you know, I represent over 95 companies, American businesses in Nigeria. I think we've rounded it up around ease of doing business in Nigeria. From factors of production, it's quite clear Nigeria is unparalleled in Africa in terms of the endowed resources from the factor of production. But bringing all that together needs a conducive environment, which we can wrap around in the ease of doing business. And I think there are 5 areas that I'll just share from our companies to close. The first one is around continuing constructive policy around capital constraints and repatriation of cash, repatriation of returns. Second one is forex policy, just the stability around that. And tied to that is the continued reform of the primary comparative advantage Nigeria has in the oil and gas industry. Those reforms are constructive and they need to continue. Thirdly, security. I think we've talked about security, we know that, and I agree with you that security is duly tied as well to economic challenges as they emanate. Fourthly, everything around tax and customs. I think we're moving in the right direction with the tax reforms that are ongoing, which is also good. We encourage that those reforms continue. And the very last one, which you all directly impact, which is the audits from the National Assembly. We plead that they are constructive and they aid our businesses, because we've had audits of our businesses that in some cases have been challenging to constructively. So that's the general feedback. And we look forward to continue to partnering with you and continue to really extract the true potential of Nigeria. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. President. And co-host, I would be remiss if I didn't both align myself with the comments of my colleague, but also to thank you all for being here and for raising such thoughtful and important opportunities to partner and areas of collaboration. I'd like just to go on record and say that the U.S. Chamber of Commerce supports the reauthorization of AGOA, and we have been working tirelessly for its reauthorization. I believe not only is the policy part important that we've discussed today, but building linkages. And I would like to take up the proposal of the Honorable Chairman that we continue this conversation through a virtual convening, bringing together companies from Nigeria and the United States and a virtual means to continue to forge areas of alignment and areas of opportunity to do business and to partner with your esteemed parliamentary group to identify ways that we can continue to build on a strong partnership.